Let's go. Yo, 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 what's the word? It's your host, Trade, Mixtape.com, Talking Contradiction, Niner Gang East Edition, Super Bowl Loss Edition. That was tough. That was tough. We got a lot to talk about, man. I just want to give my thoughts on the game. I want to give my thoughts on Kyle Shanahan. And I just want to talk about where we need to go moving forward, what we need to do. Changes need to be made. Changes are going to happen. We're not going to have the same team again. It was a great run. Salute to the 609ers, the gang. Oh, shit. Great. I unplugged my headphones. One second. Yeah. But salute to the gang, the 609ers. We was out there at the sports bar, had a great time with family, friends, all that. Great time, great emotion, memorable moments, but the memorable moments that you wouldn't want, but there's always life lessons in that when you got your daughter and your nephews and all that. So you just had to try to handle things with class and all that. But before I start and get into my thoughts on everything, on getting on my team, man, like I needed 24 hours. But before I get into that, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all did your thing. Y'all did a great job. Um, I can't complain, man. Like, yo, y'all did it. Y'all won. We wanted to see y'all. Well, me personally, as a 49er fan, I wanted to see the Kansas City Chiefs again. Because I just wanted us to write 2019, try to fix that, change that a little bit. Um, but I wanted Patrick Mahomes, and to be the man, you got to beat the man, and he is one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen, man. I wanted that sauce. Yo, y'all bought it to us, and you know, it's a wrap. Like, you know what I mean? I wanted the drama. Y'all bought it. Y'all won. Congratulations, man. Greatest quarterback I've ever seen. Overall in the game, it was such a great game, man. As a fan of of football, you gotta respect when you see a great game, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a boneheaded play, this or that, where it's just like, oh man, yo, it was a blowout. Like, nah, this went into overtime. Every possession was critical. Like, it didn't have to be like running up the score 38, 39 points or something like that. But it took a while for me to just my emotions, just being a fan of the sport, being a fan of my team, and just like, rooting for every play. But then it's like, damn, once you get into the fourth quarter, you be like, yo, this is a great game. And I'm like, I had to acknowledge it, went to overtime. It didn't go our way, but overall, man, hats off to y'all. No problem with that. But now back, I gotta get to business a little bit now. That shit hurt. I ain't gonna hold you. That hurt. Losing the Super Bowl. Um, took me a couple hours to really, you know, be pissed off and get over it a little bit. I'm still a little bit feel some type of way, but it is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and this is how I view it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be but so mad losing to Patrick Mahomes, right? Like 2012 when we played the Ravens, I was pissed off even on that note just because it was Joe Flacco, right? That was 2012, whole different regime with Jim Harbaugh. One of my favorite teams though, but we didn't get that job done, right? So now we are with Cal. We played two Super Bowls in like 4 or 5 years. Can't complain, man. But you know what I'm saying. But I just wanted us to get the job done. It didn't happen. Man, it's just a lot, man. It's just a lot. I can't even really gather my thoughts completely because it is a shocker. But salute to the crabs too, man. Like the crabs in the bucket. Y'all know who y'all are. You know what I'm saying. All the other NFC teams that had to sit back and watch us. You know what I mean. Get to the Super Bowl. Salute to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying. Like y'all should. I never thought. You know what I mean. Y'all got Brock Purdy memes and all that stuff. But it's like, y'all. Everybody had to sit back and watch us play, right? Everyone had to sit back and watch us. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't get the job done. We didn't win the Super Bowl, but the NFC goes through us. All right. So on that note, just salute to the crabs. Y'all know who y'all are, man. No teams don't need to be mentioned. Y'all know who y'all are. Man, That was bad. That was a bad loss, man. I just want my thoughts on the game. It went kind of left when that first drive. To me, it was the first drive. When we driving down the field, moving the ball perfectly. Then Christian McCaffrey fumbles. I was like, that was the shell shocker to me. That kind of ruined my whole day. That ruined my whole day. I was like, man, he fumbled on the first drive. I was like, damn. But then our defense was playing so phenomenal. It's like, all right, we held them and punted, but it's like, yo, if we would have went down and scored on that drive, momentum was all on our side. The energy level was there. A lot could have been changed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but whatever. It is what it is, the game. But just how I felt about the whole night, that kind of threw me off. I was like, oh, this is not good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Christian McCaffrey been waiting to get here, and then it's like, all right, can't do that. Um, but overall, man, like I can't complain with Brock Purdy. He played great. But when you playing against Patrick Mahomes, man, that's a whole another level of a quarterback. There's none like him, right? Like, like what do you expect? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to build your team around. You got to build a whole complete team to actually try to beat that man. And he wasn't the liability. He didn't cost us the game. So he's great. I can't wait to see what he does next year. Um, and when we get more receivers, better roster, we got to tweak some things. Definitely an offensive line and the game. His game, I think Brock Purdy need to work on is like I don't know, man. He's small, but his passes keep getting blocked to me, man. Like that, I gets annoying. You know what I'm saying? So it keeps getting tipped and all that. So it's like maybe he has to, figure out different ways to throw the football or something like that. Maybe I don't know. Whatever game he needs to work on to be a better quarterback. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Um, but things was going left too, man. When I saw Drake Greenlaw go down, just on a freak accident play, man. It's just like, yo, I knew something was up, man, too. Just like he was he's our emotional leader. But sometimes like he needs to chill out. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how he is. I know that's how he is. That's how he plays. And I guess we got to take the good with the bad, but the bad is costing him now. It cost him probably the whole season, man, being that it happened in the Super Bowl in February, like next season gonna start probably what 7 months, 6, 7 months from now. He's not gonna be ready for game week one. He's not gonna be ready. He's probably gonna miss like man, damn near the whole season, man. He's not gonna be right this year, basically. It's basically a loss. It's at a point now we might have to even sign Chase Young, man, which I really don't. I'm not feeling Chase Young, man. Like I don't know. He kind of threw the vibe off the team. He's the type that can disrupt the locker room to me. It was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you see Bosa, you see where Greenlaw, if you can't, if Chase Young can't dominate every game in that type of locker room and environment, yo, it's a problem. But we might have to sign him because we're gonna lose Greenlaw. And man, yo, it's just like I knew something was up with Greenlaw, man, when he was just too excited on every tackle. It was just too animated. It's like, yo, calm down. Like, but I was feeding off his energy though. I was happy and excited, but then it was just a little too extra after the play. That kind of like got to me a little bit, but it is what it is, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when he went down, I was like, oh, he went down. Yo, next man up. Who gives a hell? Like, he's out. I can't keep worrying about, oh, where is he at and this and that. Like, yo, you out, you out. Debo got hurt. Went down grabbing his leg. Then I seen like George Kittle go out, and I'm like, yo, all our dogs is not out there, man. I'm like, like after that, I'm not the person to be having excuses and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the only excuse was early with, I would say a reason for losing early was last year in the NFC Championship game with the Eagles. That was the only reason, like when Brock Purdy went down. It's like, yeah, that game definitely would have went a lot different, than how it happened. But Super Bowl, I don't want to hear nothing, man. This is what it is. It's like Super Bowl is a whole different game, right? It's already a long ass halftime. We won the first half. It's like 2 games in one day, basically, you know? We won the first half, which is the first game, but, the ultimate game, the second half, yeah, we fell apart, man. 10-point lead, inexcusable. A lot of play calls that I didn't like and agree with Kyle. Um, Not running the ball in the second half, that was kinda crazy, like, as far as, like, just, I think it was, like, 3 drives. I didn't even watch the replay of the game. I don't even think I could watch the replay of that game. But for him not to run the ball with Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, if Christian McCaffrey is tired, I don't care. Elijah Mitchell is good money to me. Only thing that's wrong with him is injury. If he's, able to play, put him in the game, man. Like, that's what we need to be doing, right? That was kinda like my complaint with the game plan. Um, that was one of them. It's just like we weren't running the ball second half, and, I think and then even, like, not getting the ball to George Kittle, that was a that was a complaint of mine. Kittle and Debo, and not giving the ball to Ayuk. Debo had way too many targets in that game. I think I saw somebody say he had like 11 targets. Man, that is insane that he got that many targets in a game like this. He shouldn't be getting targets that many times. Like, you know what I'm saying? As not even being a route running receiver. He's not a route running receiver. He's an extension to me of the running game. Yeah, he can run, he plays wide receiver. He can do that, but he's not a pure route runner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's supposed to be Debo's supposed to be an extension of the running game, jet sweeps, uh, 3 wide receiver bunch, just quick throw it to him and let the blockers make a play. Quick screen, wide receiver screen. That's how you're supposed to use Debo. I didn't understand him keep running routes and we keep targeting him, especially when he caught one or something like that and it almost was like an interception and when he dropped it. You know what I'm saying? It was almost an interception. Like, yo, what the hell are we doing, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing that annoys me with my team. I felt so good about this team. It's like I was comparing it damn near to like 94. Like, yo, we dominant everywhere. This is a great team. But for them to just continue to throw to Debo like that, that was disrespectful to Brandon Ayuk. That's disrespectful to Debo. That's disrespectful to, you know what I mean, to just to the locker room, to the team. Like, yo, don't show me something on how we're gonna play all year. And when it's in big moments, you don't do what you've been doing all year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Switching up, man. So that was kind of like one of my things that was annoying to me, man. But hats off to Jawan Jennings, man. And I think we're gonna lose him this season. He might be a free agent. He might be out of here, man. He played a hell of a game in the Super Bowl. Um, he's a great number 2 receiver. Number 2 receiver, probably a 1. I don't know when I see the opportunities he get um with another team, he might prove himself to be a number 1 receiver. But man, salute to Jawan Jennings, man. He had a hell of a game. He probably would have been MVP to me. Um, between him and if we would have pulled it off with Christian McCaffrey, probably him or Christian, uh, maybe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't know if Purdy had did enough, but depending on how the overtime went, possibly someone else could have won. But overall, to me, it was Jawan Jennings. That was my MVP for the game. Um, man, yo, it was just a lot. I can't complain about the game plan too much as far as handling the overtime. Um, that was that was it is what it is. It's overtime, right? Like whatever. Like, you know what I mean? You want the ball, you want to score. But I'm hearing about this stuff about the overtime rule. Um, I can't complain about what the strategy was for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, score and stop. That's it. And the game is over, right? Let's get this over with. But it was such a great game, man. I don't want to air players saying they didn't know the overtime rules and all that shit. That who gives a fuck if the part my language. Who gives a hell if the players don't know about the overtime rules? The coaches need to know the overtime rules. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you whether you're gonna take the ball, receive the ball, or kick it. whatever the game plan was, if that's what Cal wanted to do, he was preaching something else to me. But kind of like if the overtime rules switched, changed up for the playoffs and Super Bowl, I kind of if everyone still gets a possession, you kind of want to put the pressure on the offense to score. And the only reason why I say that is because we scored with a field goal or a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes come out. Every down for Patrick Mahomes is four downs. They're not thinking about punting or kicking at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing is like, oh, if there's like an extra possession, even if you score a touchdown and everything like that, yeah, let them handle it first. Like, you know what I mean? Limit their possession as much as possible. But that didn't happen. I'm not harping on that too much. Not complaining about that, but overall, can't complain about the season. Um man, let's talk about Cal, man. I just want to talk about Cal a little bit. Um I think Cal need an offensive coordinator. He needs somebody, he needs somebody to call plays. You might not have to uh, announce one. There could be a play caller just on the team, and you don't have to make him someone an official offensive coordinator. But he needs somebody else to call plays in the game. It seems like when things get tight, Kyle Shanahan is Jimmy G. Everything we say about Jimmy G in a tight situation, Kyle Shanahan is to me as a coach. That boy get tight. He looks nervous. Um, if it doesn't, it seemed like he has so much on his plate. He's doing way too much. But I guess he's a great offensive coordinator. He's gonna be a great. He got great plays. I can't knock the plays that he got for our team, but I think someone else needs to call those plays because if everybody as a fan know our run game is like the best part of our game, run the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like run the ball, extend the drive, run the ball that way. Not not going back three straight three straight drives and just throwing the ball every single down. Because then if you don't catch the ball, then you asked out. You know what I'm saying? Like now you forced to throw the ball. Like you feel me? But I think he needs an offensive coordinator. He got a lot on his head, man. Right now he's Jimmy G of head coaching right now. Like, I hope we hold players accountable, and we want them to make adjustments in their game going forward next season, improving their game in different ways. He's Cal is still a young head coach, I guess. He got a lot to learn. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't even compare him to no Andy Reid or nothing like that. No early Andy Reid. It's like, nah, dude, you blowing way too many. You blowing way too many games when you up 10 to be such a offensive genius and not just handle your business a certain way on the offensive and just paying attention to detail. It's a lot of interviews I've seen with him in the press conference where he's not paying attention to detail as being a head coach for our quarterback, um, special team. Our special teams suck, man. Like, you know what I mean? Special teams. I don't know. Everybody got cleared away of the goddamn ball, man. Like, come on, man. Our defense was humming, but he's not paying attention to detail as far as that. Like, I don't know who the hell is the special teams coach, man. But man, kick rocks. I don't even think I seen a touchdown returned all season from a kick or a punt. I don't know. But yeah, man, he just need help. You know, um, to me, it's just like, man, it's just he just got too much pressure on himself, and just you the man, but just give someone else the responsibility, someone who's gonna stick to the game plan, who's like gonna know to run the damn ball the situations. Like I'm screaming at the television, like, yo, what are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? We giving Patrick Mahomes, we're giving this team way too many opportunities to make a play. You know what I'm saying? Like make a big play, in which they did. The fumble, man, on the special teams after the punt. Man, Patrick Mahomes scored a touchdown right after that. Once he did that, I was like, whoa. Like, you know what I mean? I just was like, it is what it is now. We in a dogfight now, you know? So I think he needs help. Um, it's just a lot, man. Lot to take in. He just looks too nervous. Like, I'm committed to my team. Like, I'm done bickering and all and knocking every decision. I already said that coming into the season after, we played the Steelers week 1. I was like, yo, I'm all in on what the team is doing. However, and I hope Kyle improves as a head coach. He needs to be held accountable on that note and improve as a head coach. You feel me? Like, you can't be holding players and holding grudges. Brandon Ayuk only getting 3 targets. Like, man, listen, that's nuts. Like, if we know Brandon Ayuk is one of our best route runners, give him the ball, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yo, it's wild. And tell you the truth, me personally, I wouldn't be mad if Brandon Ayuk leave. I would love for him to stay, but if he stays, I want him to get the ball as a wide receiver. You feel me? I want him to get the ball. If you're not gonna give him the ball, let him go and get his money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he's too much of a talented player to me. To me personally, I see him as a Devontae Adams. I see him as a Devontae Adams, a growing Devontae Adams, man. Great route runner. Um, a few drops here and there, but he's improving. He's still a young receiver. Um, if we're not gonna throw the ball to him, if he's mad and don't want to, if he's angry, don't want to be with the team, uh, yeah, I'm not mad at you. And if anything, Brandon Ayuk, I would say get your money from us. From us, make sure you aim for a big contract so that Cal has no choice but to give you the ball with the money they're paying you, because right now it's just some bullshit from our head coach right now. Like, you know what I mean? Um, that's basically it. He has to improve. I'm not going to I don't know. He's the head coach. I'm not gonna say fire Kyle and all that and go dramatic. Like, nah, that's too much. That's changing the chemistry of the team way too much. But I will say that he's tinkering on losing the whole locker room. It's one man, he's if he haven't lost it already, I'm gonna tell you straight up. If he haven't lost it already, with those targets not being distributed equally, everyone should earn those targets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Game plan, like, yo, everyone should earn those targets. Kittle should be having 5. Brandon Ayuk should be having 5. Debo should be having 4 to 5 if he's hot. If Jawan Jennings is hot, give Jawan Jennings the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Debo should be more of a slash runner. Uh, you know, options and all that. That's what he needs to be doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. And I'm hearing all this, like, Kansas City was stacking the box. Like, yo, against the run. Bruh, I, w- I watch football damn near my whole life. It's only two things you could do with the ball. You could either run or you could pass. Stop making it seem like, oh, just because the box is stacked, there's no way to run the ball and there's no way. Like, yo, there's always what we did to score our first touchdown. Yo, there's always a flea flicker option. And it's like, yo, if you got Christian McCaffrey and you got Debo as a gadget player, what's wrong with just throwing a option to Debo to loosen up the defense and play back a little bit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if y'all gonna play this tight, yo, what's up with a bubble screen? What's up with a bubble screen? What's up with not just running the ball to the left side where Trent Williams and just use the power side? What's up with what's up with that? I don't care if we get 2 or 3 yards. I don't care if we get 2 or 3 yards, but just keep hitting motherfuckers in the mouth. That's my only thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot going on, man. I hope he haven't lost the locker room, but if he did, we damn sure not going back next year. And I guarantee there's gonna be so much little chatter during the offseason on how the team, the locker room is not believing in Cal, all that. So I hope we make it back to NFC championship game or Super Bowl. But the way this loss it was to me, it was so bad, it was so horrible that I don't know. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it, but I'm confident that we can make some moves. But if we lose the locker room, that's a problem, you know. Um, but man, defense. Let me talk about defense a little bit. Steve Wilkes. I hope Steve Wilkes is back. Real talk. I don't see nothing wrong with the team. This, I think Steve Wilkes runs what Cal tells him to run. Right. I think he has his own way of that he wants to run a defense, and we're trying to stick to what got us there, and he's just in there to just have his leadership and influence and to get the team motivated a certain way. I don't see our defensive coordinator being a problem at all. Really, like I said, Steve Wilkes should have been the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. He won more games, I think, when they fired Frank Wright than what they did when they hired whoever. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever head coach they had. I don't know. I don't know about that. But when he was intern head coach, he won more games than whatever head coach or whatever they were doing before they got whatever Dave rookie quarterback. I don't know. I'm fucking talking about my team, but Steve Wilkes is a great coach to me. Great defensive coordinator. Our roster, our team is just so stacked to me, elite. I don't see nothing wrong with that. They might try to blame him and try to probably move on from him somehow, some way, which is all bad stuff in the locker room to me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's gonna be That's gonna tell a lot. When they let go some of the coaching staffs on the defensive end, I seen like, I know our defense is pissed. I couldn't even watch it in the post game or nothing like that. But I'm sure like, everyone is probably feeling steamed right now because everyone sees how Cal calls plays, man. He looks nervous, man. So when it gets tight. But I did like how Cal back to Cal, I like how he went for it on fourth down, in the second half. Like, instead of settling for a field goal, he went for it on fourth down. I forget which play. I think it was in the fourth quarter or something like that, where we needed like 3 yards. Instead of kicking the field goal, he went for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a great play. But that's what Cal to me he needs. I think he needs to have a little bit more of that Dan Campbell in him, right? Go for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, play to win the game. Like, you know what I mean? Stop trying to play to survive the game. Play to win the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just play to win the game. I could respect it. If we would have went for it in overtime instead of kicking a field goal and just went for a touchdown, I would respect that too. Like, man, yo, we're going for it. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever. Like, yeah, we see how the momentum is switching. We see how um things is playing out, like how, Patrick Mahomes is just taking this game to another level. We see that. I wouldn't mind if we went for it on fourth down and try to go for the touchdown, right? Like it would bother me because it'll be it could win or it could lose or however if it didn't go right, but at the end of the day, just go for it, right? Like I seen this interview with Jim Harbaugh when he was back at in San Francisco after being announced head coach for the Chargers. He was talking with one of the 49ers reporters, and he was just they asked him about his thoughts on Super Bowl in 2012, and he was like, any regrets and all that. He said he regret not running the ball down there, which all of us say, like you know what I mean when we saw that, like yo, run the ball with Frank Gore. Like we right there. Like give him a shot. Like we running. Like we doing a great job. So for him to acknowledge that and just knowing that he really means that, like he's not like no regrets. I just wish they would have called Holden on or anything like that. Like nah, he wish he would have gave Frank Gore a shot in the goal at the goal line. You know what I mean? So I respect Jim Harbaugh as a coach. Congratulations to him. But yeah, that was just kind of my thoughts. You just need to have that. Kyle needs to have that Dan Campbell in him a little bit to go for it. Then even in overtime, I would even just say, just going back to the game after we kick the field goal, take the 3 points, and Patrick Mahomes is driving. Why are we not using timeouts? Like we got timeouts in overtime. If Patrick Mahomes is throwing the ball and however it feels like they in a little rhythm, just Just stop the play. Use the timeouts. Like, just use the timeouts. Give the defense a chance to breathe. Give them a chance. Give everyone a chance to be at their best. The best they can be to attack the quarterback or do anything. Like, yo, what are we saving the timeouts for? Just if we're saying momentum is a real thing that can't be deciphered by analytics, right? Momentum is a real thing. If you know momentum is a real thing, just call a timeout to change momentum, right? I see players faking an injury to slow down the momentum or shift momentum a little bit. What are we saving timeouts for? I would have called two timeouts after each play just to stop it. Like, just to stop it a little bit. Like, yo, listen, I used all my resources to stop the, you know what I mean, to for y'all to for the defense to handle their business. Didn't happen, right? So those are the little complaints, man. Just use everything. Show the team that you tried everything to win the game. Don't leave nothing out there, man. What are we leaving timeouts for? What are we not? What are we waiting for? You feel me? Like, so. On that note, that's just what I feel on that. Now just going forward, I do want to have like the Niner gang on here, the family on here, talk about some of their thoughts or whatever. But um, most likely I'll do it over the season. Uh, Probably next week or whoever, whenever they feel like coming in and talking on it. Because I do want to get more people that's really knowledgeable of the game, different perspective and all that. But just being a fan of it, can't complain with the results, but too much. But I know it's going to change a lot going forward with the franchise. Right now, we just can't win. We can't win the big one. That's it. 3 straight Super Bowls. This is a tough time to be a 49er fan and champ in Super Bowl games, you know? Like, thank God I was alive to see one. You know what I'm saying? The one that made me uh brought me into got me sold as being a 49er fan regardless though. But thank God I was able to witness that when I started grasping the understanding of football and to actually gravitate to this team and actually see them dominate and win. But right now, this is looking crazy. 3 Super Bowls is wild. But it is what it is, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a celebration of football. Everybody's here next season. We got a lot of picks, draft picks, and I'm looking forward to the off season. I will be doing probably a pod every week, or I'll try to do one every week leading up to the season. If not every week, probably every other week. I still want to get back to my doing my talking contradiction pod on trending news and all that. I will get to that, but we'll see how that goes. Um, what's next, right? Next season. Um, we got 11 draft picks, which is key, which is great. 11 draft picks. What I want to see, what we need to do, we damn sure need an offensive line. We need an O line. Um, we are a team right now that's ready to win now. We are ready to win now. Still, we're still ready to win now. Could say older, however, but we need some dogs that's gonna play. So I'm excited for the draft. I'm excited for the offseason on what we do and how we make moves going forward. I'm damn near at a point where we need to pull a stunt like the Rams. I don't care. Yo, go over the salary cap, do whatever you got to do to just win the damn Super Bowl. How the Rams did it, when they got Matthew Stafford. I don't care. I'm at that point. We got to go for it, man. I'll sacrifice whatever shit. We haven't won one in 30 years. I'll sacrifice another 30 years to win one in 2025, 2026. Like, just saying, but just wishful thing. I don't know. But shit, yeah, I'll go through that. I'll go through us rebuilding and trying to get things fixed because it looks like the Rams did all that and they look like they're going to be a problem. So if we need to take a page out of what the Rams did to win that Super Bowl, this 49er fan base deserved that. I tell you that straight up. We deserve that. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, man, I just can't feel for my peoples that's out there in Vegas that took the trip, that took the trip to Vegas. That's what kind of stopped me from taking that trip to Vegas, man. Like, watching how we played Detroit. Too many comebacks in the playoffs, shaky defense. I was like, man, I was gonna go. I was like, nah. Everyone was like, yo, I thought you was going to Vegas. I was like, nah, I changed my mind. I can't. That flight home, if something goes bad, nah, I don't want to be a part of that. I'd rather be here with my Niners, 609s out here, the family out here, and then we'll address that accordingly. But yeah, but the off season, looking forward to it. We got 11 picks. That's gonna be great. Uh, we need some dogs, man. Um, whoever's the best cornerback, I don't care. Let's get another cornerback so we can play play however we need to play. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Sertan, I remember we was talking about adding him to the roster, trade some of those picks to go get him. Go get whoever's the best cornerback right now in the game right now. Just go get it. You know what I'm saying? Go get our offensive line. We're not gonna have Greenlaw. Um, we're not gonna have Dre, man. That's crazy. We're not gonna have Dre. So we need another linebacker. I don't know who's gonna be there to fill that position. Maybe we could find a linebacker, draft a linebacker, but we don't play rookies, man. We don't play rookies really like that. But our defense is gonna be stacked to me. We got mainly the same players, but it's just like, yo, just do what you got to do to just make it super elite. I feel as though we are gonna do that. The way I hear our owner talking, the way I hear John Lynch, I'm sure he's gonna come up with a plan, and it's gonna be a splashing free agent we get. It's gonna be a splashing trade. It's gonna be something that we do that's gonna be like, know what I mean, that's gonna raise morale for our fan base right now. Cause we got kicked in the teeth, man. But we'll bounce back. I'm not too mad, man. I love being in these games though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, of who wouldn't, but yo, win or lose, y'all talking about us for 2 weeks leading up to Super Bowl. Championship games is really personally my favorite. I love NFC championship games. You know, that's like that's my thing. I love the Super Bowl. I want to win the Super Bowl. But overall, championship games is like my favorite round of games. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be cool to win. And I would just say that because it's like it's still a home crowd, right? Whether it's a home team or the opponent's team, it's still they have going through that type of adversity of hearing, what I mean, the cheers or the boos. It's just like the stadiums just sounds a lot better in championship games to me. It feels like a better product, win or lose. But looking forward to that. We got 11 picks, like I said. We're not starting 11 of the picks that we get, so I'm sure they're gonna package up something and try to get more dogs. But that's about it, man. You know, we got compensatory picks. I want to speak on that briefly. I've been hearing a lot about owners saying they have they complain about compensatory picks that us as 49ers we receive for for the hiring of minority coaches in the NFL when they leave us as a team. I hear rumblings that certain owners are complaining about that. Um, I don't get it. Like, we're not the only team in the NFL that have coaches that are being hired for positions. Um, I think it's a great thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would love to see more Hispanic coaches, Asian coaches, black coaches in the game, like just different perspectives of how football should be played and different philosophies. I think that's great for the game instead of just showing celebrities in the stands to try to, boost sales and all that. Like, how about just be all inclusive? And one thing with me is like, don't have end racism in the end zone and then complain when other people's getting opportunities. And the only reason why is because y'all keep hiring the same dudes. Like, Belichick didn't get a job. That was a great thing to me. Belichick did not get hired. That was great. So, Raheem Morris got his opportunity. So what? The Rams, they get a compensatory pick, right? He's a head coach. So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with giving other people opportunities until there's and the NFL should reflect the players. It should reflect the players, fans, everybody. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not, if you want to sell the game, get more people involved from different nations, different nationalities, all that, and be inclusive, man. So until that problem is fixed, I don't see nothing wrong with being compensated picks for us uh grooming coaches, grooming players, grooming men to be coaches, managers, all that. I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's kind of strange that that happened, but it is what it is. I'm all for it. I'm happy that my 49ers is pioneering what a team should look like, where we're just hiring great minds that knows the game, um, and giving them a shot. Um, Giving them a shot. And that's all I can say. Nothing else to say. You know what I'm saying? Like this just sounds weird, sounds trash, but it is what it is, man. We until then, we're gonna be dealing with these picks. We're gonna be giving out opportunities, and I like the organization for that, and that's why I'm more of a 49er fan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I trust the organization, right? Since the DeBarla ran it in the '90s and to now, like, you know what I'm saying? If we got to pioneer shit to move the culture forward, I'm all for it. Um, but all that whining and complaining about it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are my thoughts, man. I did want to play Kyle's what I wanted to play before I get up and out of here. Um, it's been fun, man. It's been a fun season. Even when we lose, I laugh at myself. You know, I laugh at the memes and people trashing us and saying certain things and all that, like the crabs. I don't feel too offended by all that. Like, um, even when they try to, well, even just like with my friends, they would text close friends, which I thought they were close friends. Right now, they the ops. They show their real colors, right? But yeah, even them when they send it, I'll just ignore it, just delete it. I don't even want to see it. But but I don't want to be that petty, right? Where I'm just going back, being petty because they say you stoop down to someone's level, they're gonna beat you with experience, right? I can't be a trashy play. I can't be talking trash, and I'm not experienced with that. I'm really calm. Um, I do have a temper, but it can go left. But it's like I'm not good at talking trash. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it can get to me, but whatever. We human. But I do laugh at the memes. I do laugh at the some of the jokes that they have and all that. But it's all love. It's all sports. But um what kind of got me through it was just watching It Is What It Is with Mace, Cam. I heard like I was watching it and Mace was getting at OJ, for OJ Simpson for being a 49er fan and rooting for him and you know and and Mace got this whole, he talking about Title Town and all that. I don't know his whole I wasn't keeping up with him as a football fan if the Chiefs was his original team, but just to see someone rooting for the Chiefs and then they win and then hear him brag and talk about it, I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. If that's his team, whatever. But when you have other teams that got their ass kicked, especially if we kick their ass and then try to taunt, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. But I can enjoy it when I can enjoy it regardless. It doesn't matter. It's just foolishness, but I enjoy it basically, watching other teams or just watching memes and all that. I saw a funny one with Marshawn Lynch. That was kind of funny a little bit, when he was just walking through Vegas and then, anybody he goes to any 49er fan and he cuss him out. Like, yo, you're 49er fan, yeah, say something. I forget what he said. Say F you or something like that. But that was kind of funny. Um, that was it. Basically, but I wanted to show this clip. That's what I wanted to show. Let me see. I was gonna get to a little bit of the interview. I might play this real quick. But when I heard Cam, to all the 49er fans out there, right? I heard Cam say something about, his view on the game and who he feels sad for, who's under most pressure or something like that. But I just want to play this clip real quick. Um, I thought that was kind of, you know, felt a little better about the whole situation.
I'm
But
saying? So I think the biggest loser out of everything is Kyle Shanahan. This is 3 times he had a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl and lost. But what I will say to his credit, and two as a head coach, one as an offensive coordinator, but what I will say,
what's his credit if he lost 3 times 10 and he was up 10? What credit you gonna give him?
he only lost to Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Only 2 people he lost. It ain't like he lost to random niggas. So
It's like he lost to Jordan.
Yeah. Like, look,
I get what you said.
Jordan and Kobe. If you gonna lose to anybody, it ain't
he
like
lose to Clyde Drexler.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay,
that's
I
the
get
only
what you're
credit
saying.
that I'm gonna give him. You go against Tom Brady and you go against Patrick Mahomes, the game is never safe. So if there's any silver lining in the rainbow, I guess you could give him that. But that's all I got for him.
yeah, that's it. That was it. That was the silver lining that Cam said. So that's one of my favorite shows I listen to every morning. So when he said that, I was just laughing and just hearing what they got to say on the game too. And that's always funny. But salute to Cam for that one. Man, that was kind of funny. So yeah, it is what it is, man. I did want to play a little bit. Cal and was it? Let me see. Who was it? I think it was Cal and John Lynch. They did do a press conference today. I didn't see much of it. I was starting to watch it, so I said, "Let me just pause it because I'm about to do the show." So I just wanted to watch that with y'all for a little bit. Probably got like 10 minutes on here before I wrap this thing up, but depending on how I feel, I might just let it play out, or I don't know. Let's hear what these boys got to say. Let me share this one. Let me see.
Thing that you kind of look back on more than anything else and second guess yourself for?
I mean, like I've told you guys before, anytime you lose, every decision you made, you make a decision every play throughout that game. So when you lose, you'll go over that stuff always throughout the entire offseason, through cut-ups, through everything. But, there was nothing that I thought in the moment that I did wrong. It was everything. I was proud of that and like the thought process behind everything.
What are your thoughts on the defense this season and how Steve Wilks did as coordinator?
I thought they're one of the reasons that we got this far. I thought they did a number of good things. They did a lot of good things in that game too, just like our whole team. Our team did a bunch of good things this year, but came up short in the last game.
How about
the Drake Greenlaw getting hurt, how that played into the defense later in the game?
I can't tell you exactly, but I mean, when you lose one of your better players, it definitely doesn't help. So not having Dre out there was definitely huge, but there missed some guys too.
Yeah, I think Oren was fantastic. I'll say that. Oren stepped up in a big way, as did Demetrius Flanagan Foles, and I thought he played okay. They were tremendous, but when you got a guy like Drake Greenlaw, he's an impact player. So does it have an effect on the game? Of course it does.
on Steve Wilks, have you guys spoken well, to his stage and the stage in his career and where you want the team to go? Is there any reason to think he won't be back next season?
No, that's stuff that, we'll talk about a ton as this week goes. We'll talk about a ton in the offseason. Where we want our team to be, our defense, our offense, special teams, and that's a lot of conversations, a lot of film, a lot of personnel or salary cap things we got to discuss, drafts. So, no, we're just haven't even watched the game yet, to tell you the truth.
John, a few of the players that we talked to expressed that of all the deep postseason runs, not ending the way you wanted them to, this one hurts them the most. Would you say you guys feel the same way? And if so, can you kind of pinpoint why that is?
Because we lost the Super Bowl in overtime.
Duh.
That's the one would be tied with it is lose another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And behind that, you put in NFC championships. But everyone's goal is to win the Super
too many
Bowl. And
games?
it's great when you win playoff games. It's great when you win a championship and you get there. But getting in the Super Bowl, going through that, with your teammates and your families, and just the whole process of it, it's always not many people know about it, but it's not fun to go and lose.
I think the other part of that, it's fresh. And, we went to great lengths in 19. We had this opportunity and fell short. And, you respond to that in such a way, okay, how do we make our team such that we can, when we get here again, this is ours. And so you put all those things in. And that's primarily, is it the talent of our guys? Absolutely. But it's the spirit. And we had a bunch of high character guys that were made for this moment. And so to come up short, that's difficult. And I think you got to hats off to the Chiefs, to Andy, to the organization. And they got a pretty special guy, at quarterback, and he's tough to beat. And we've got to live with that for a lifetime. But I think knowing how good this team was, our team, and to have those chances and not to come up, that makes it very difficult.
John, what kind of plan is there for Brandon Ayuk this offseason, and is extending him a top priority for you?
Yeah, you have to prioritize all these things. Brandon's entering his 5th-year option. Brandon's been a fantastic player for us. Kyle calls him a warrior all the time because of the way he goes out and competes. And I
don't care what the hell Kyle calls Brandon Ayuk. You get him the goddamn ball. He's our best receiver out there. Like, stop playing these games, man. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't performing one year. I think it's his 2nd year. He wasn't paying attention to details as far as, workout and everything. He did that following year. He did it. You know what I mean? This year. Give him the damn ball, yo. Stop playing around. Before his ass be out of here. And don't let him go to the Chiefs. He seemed like he might be, never mind. I don't even want to say that, man, but jeez.
Shines through anybody who, whether you're a trained eye or whether you're a fan, you can see the passion he plays with. You can see the production that he's had. We're extremely,
if he leave, I'm not mad.
Prideful in what he's become, and he should be as well. And so, your team is comprised of guys, veterans who've been paid very well, of guys who want to be played very well. We got one guy on our team who, is pretty prominent, who can't be played very, real well right now because the CBA doesn't allow. So it's all one big puzzle. We've developed a good cadence over the years, Kyle and I, where he focuses on the season. We do all the planning, and then we present things to him, and we work through it. And that's what we'll continue to do. But, of course, you want a guy like Brandon Ayuk to be a part of you going forward.
The team's going to change over the course of the next coming year.
Man, Kyle looked like he's hiding behind John Lynch, man.
Is there a way to, I don't want to say replicate it, but can you get that back?
Come on, man.
No, you always got to do it again, start it over. But I'm at that, and we had a real good team. I felt, similar almost every year. 19 was a pretty special year, just how we played throughout that whole year. And similar in the way that, I thought one of the hardest things after the game was just watching how much everyone hurt for each other. I mean, guys are hurt for me, I hurt for them. You see your families, you see how much they hurt for you and stuff. And I think that's what was real special about this group. Like, we had so many guys who were playing for stuff above themselves, and not to mention how talented our guys were. And so I think that's what I'm going to miss the most about it. I think that's what our guys enjoyed the most about it.
Man, we need an offensive coordinator. The great Andy Reid have an offensive coordinator, right? I think Eric Bieniemy been there for so long. It was the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. It was a point that everybody was still saying Andy Reid is calling those plays, right? Andy Reid is still calling the plays. Andy Reid is doing something. He's teaching this dude how to be a offensive coordinator or be a head coach, right? Like, come on, man. Like, enough is enough, man. Like, yo, this is getting crazy. I think I don't know, man. I hope we get things right, but Cal not looking good, man.
This year, I think they would echo that same thing. That's not something you can just make up, but that was pretty special, and I think you've heard our guys talk about it a little bit.
Don't be McDaniel.
But I also know a lot of those special guys are going to be here
Don't be Josh
next year.
McDaniels.
You don't just pick up
So
right where
damn
you left off. You got to
arrogant.
go through some stuff. You got to go through an off season together. We got to grieve this a little bit and then come back stronger from it.
Can't read the room.
Can't wait till we get to what I told all the guys. I know I'm going to see everyone in volunteer phase 1, just pumped up, ready to go. So we'll see them then.
Kyle, I know you said you haven't watched the film, but to go back to the third and 5 of the end of regulation, the third and 4, I think it was in overtime.
Yeah.
What went wrong with the protections there, if anything?
Yeah, there's some confusion. They brought a blitz, some mistakes inside, just not getting the right guy to the right spot, and brought a hole up the middle.
I'm tired of hearing
You
that
already
shit
answered
too.
this. I couldn't quite hear Matt's question, but is Steve Wilkes coming back next year?
I haven't talked to anybody yet, so yeah, I expect all our coaches to be back.
Okay.
You called timeout, 2nd and 6, like 2.5 minutes left in overtime. What did you see something you didn't like?
Yeah, I didn't like the look they were in, and one of our players looked a little gassed and didn't think I was going to use them all right there, so I thought that'd be a good time to use one.
Is it a challenging thing for a coach to get guys to pick themselves back up after something like this and, do the things you're talking about? Is that a different type of challenge?
I mean, it would definitely be if we had to do it right now. And that's why guys need to get away. This is real. You do have to grieve this. It's but I mean, our guys, one, they have jobs to do, just like we do, and 2, I think our guys really are passionate about their jobs and enjoy football a lot. So I think our guys are going to be hungry as ever coming back from this, just like they were as hungry as I've ever seen a group of guys coming to last offseason after how our offseason in Philly finished the year before. So when you got guys who really love what they do, that's what brings that passion, and you just got to put together a group of guys that are also good at it.
Well, you said you hadn't looked at the game yet. When will you do that?
Usually when I'm ready to or when I have to.
Whenever that might be.
I don't think I have to anytime soon. So, but I'm not really ready to right now. We got home last night, so I just hung out, and watched Griselda Blanco with my family. It's pretty cool. It's hard because I don't feel like usually I watch sports or read some on my phone, and I don't really feel like doing any of that right now. So I got to catch up on some movies last night with my family, and then came in today and just really talked with players and stuff, and just got to say bye to a couple guys, which I'd love to say bye to everyone, but I can't talk to 60 people before this press conference. So we'll see if there's any people lingering here till probably 7 at night. But that's really what we do these 2 days, and I'm sure I'll come in here. It'll be a little bit quieter over the next couple days, and I'm sure I'll turn it on pretty soon.
Your view of the defense. The roster is fluid during the season, but parts come and go. Did it seem like they struggled getting that cohesion? You had to get replacement defensive ends. You had safeties coming in and out without Huff, and the nickelback role obviously too. I guess is fortifying that defense before you come back for off-season program kind of a main priority?
Yeah, I think a lot of the pieces have, and we're there, and you're always dealing with injuries. I think I think the thing that I have an immense amount of pride. You look at this defense, Eric Armstead, I think you guys learned today that he battled through a torn meniscus, made a decision to play because he knew the opportunity. Javon Hargrave had a similar decision with a torn thumb ligament and decided we had too rare of an opportunity. And once our guys would allow him, and our medical experts and oftentimes second opinions would allow these guys to play, those things happen. And that's the thing that people don't see at home, the sacrifice people are making.
About respect.
I was really proud of our defense, the way they competed in this last game. I think that looked like I envisioned it looking. We were getting after them. And our guys, Logan Ryan, Kyle jokes, but it's true. We started talking to him. He was on a Disney cruise with his family. He said, give me 10 days. And he played an integral part in us getting to that final game. And so there's so many of those guys. I think we have a really good nucleus that we can and will keep together. And of course, we're always, old coach that Kyle worked for, that I played for, John Gruden, used to say all the time, you never stay the same. You either get better or you get worse. And so we're into getting better, and we'll make every effort to do that. And that will, we got a lot of really good players that we've acquired in a variety of ways, and the more good players you get, the tougher decisions you have. It's tough to take care of everyone, but I know a lot of players want to be here. I've already had those conversations with people, and there's a way to get it done, and
if I'm not mistaken, I think we might be favored to
we're
be back in
expecting
the
10,
Super
11
Bowl,
draft
but
choices,
favorites
with
and
comp
all
picks
that.
and such, and so we're going to be
I don't
healthy
care about
there.
that
And
Vegas stuff, man.
you got to have those guys contribute when you've got
get
as
the
many
job
high-priced players as we have, and we're looking forward to that opportunity to get into that process after these guys. He needs a break. My job's just getting going, and I'm already just talking about it, getting excited. But it's this is devastating. There's no way around that. But you move forward.
Following up on that, John, you mentioned how hard it is to beat Patrick Mahomes. I know you don't think a lot about AFC opponents and things like that, but just knowing that the success they have and they could always loom as kind of that final boss at the end of this thing. How much do you have to think about what we need to do to get past that team in particular?
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly evolving in our vision. What we call it wit, what it takes, and they're not just words, they're what we believe in. One of the things we added after 19 was finishers. We need finishers at every area of our team. We've got a lot of those, and it still wasn't quite good enough. And so you go back, we'll continue to improve this team. We got, in my mind, I know it. I couldn't be prouder of Kyle, his leadership with this team. He gives us an advantage every time we take the field, the way he leads his staff, the team. And nobody else I'd rather work with, and I'm right here for him and with him. And we came in here talking about wanting to compete and win championships. That hasn't changed. It's only gotten stronger, and I believe we've got the core and nucleus and people to get that done. It's a kick in the gut to get this close and not get there. So I hurt for everybody here, but the only thing I know how to do is pick yourself up, let it hurt for a while, use that as fuel, and move forward.
Last Super Bowl, you had to trade DeForest, which you didn't want to do, but financially.
All right.
It had to be
That
done.
was it. I didn't want to get too much into all that. Dudes look all depressed and shit. I'm over it already. It is what it is. We'll be back. We should be handling our business accordingly. It gives me more time to actually bring you more 49er content as I get, into the space, get a little more organized, comfortable on that note. I had a busy week. It was my birthday weekend, so I was in New York. Saturday, fashion week with my nephews, and my daughter. Had a great time out there. Driving all the way back to Jersey, watched the game. Watch the game, have full of emotion. Drive my daughter to college. Had a lot, man. So it's a lot to clear my mind, all that. But we here. The rebuild starts. The reconstructing, the tweaking of the roster starts. Dominating the NFC starts. Fortifying the defense, the O-line, all that begins. I can't wait to talk about all that going forward. I will be doing another episode real soon. On that note, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. We're still on the quest for 6. It didn't happen. All eyes on us, all memes on us, till we make that happen. Can't complain. Till next time, man. Now and again, baby. All right, peace.